everyone, it's Laura Pearman and this is another Laura Pearman vlog. I have another great question. This week it's from Belinda White, and Belinda runs Artia Creative. She is an SEO specialist. Belinda asks, what's the best process to follow when organising a location-based photo shoot, and what are the pitfalls to avoid? So Belinda, this is kind of a question all around planning, in my opinion. So basically, I love to live by the motto that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I love a really good, robust plan. I am the queen of lists, and I actually like to keep lists about lists. Yeah, I'm a bit OCD, really. Belinda, what I love to do whenever I'm shooting on location, which is kind of in the main these days, a lot more people love to do pictures that are location based. They like that to reinforce their brand, to show where they're based, or they like to show people that they work all over the place, which is a lot more common these days. We are all working in a co-working situation, or we work from our laptops, which means that we can work all over the world. So when people come to me and they want to demonstrate that through their headshots, that usually means that we're going to be out taking pictures in all manner of crazy cool places. Now, in terms of planning a photo shoot to do that, I usually try and make sure that my clients are aware that we're going to need a little bit of time to get a plan together. I like to try and work with about 3 weeks lead time. Now, in those 3 weeks, usually my client is aware that we're getting inspiration. They might be meeting fellow suppliers like makeup artists, hair people, sometimes special effects people. It all depends what the client needs. But while that's happening, me and my photography team are away doing location scouting. We're sorting out venues sometimes. We're looking at light at different times in the day. We're testing photography. We're looking at different textures. I'm a total geek at looking at textures on different walls, that kind of thing, walking around, planning routes in new cities, looking at travel times. And then finally, in the run-up to a photo shoot, I want to know what time the sun rises, what time the sun's going to set. And then finally, here in beautiful Britain, it is all about the weather. So I have about 5 different weather apps on my phone, and weirdly enough, sometimes those weather apps show me different weather reports on the same day. So sometimes it's a law of averages, and I usually will make a rainy day plan and then a dry day plan in most eventualities if the client has no wiggle room on what day it is that we shoot. So that is me planning for all eventualities to make sure that the day that we have set as the shoot day is going to result in some great photography. If the client is hell-bent on us getting a particular skyline or a particular landscape in a certain way, you know, weather dependent, then we have to adapt according to the weather, and that will involve quite a lot of meteorology. But that is the nature of being a photographer, and that's actually quite fun a lot of the time. So there is an awful lot of planning that goes into it. That's kind of what happens in a bit of a nutshell, but we've had lots of different case-by-case situations go on where clients need to be on helipads. So if that was the case, then I would go and meet those people and then find out what kind of timings are involved. If emergencies happen, we need to be aware. Do we need to add 2 or 3 days onto that shoot? Can we get a helicopter? What insurance goes into that? Do we need to pay for a pilot for the whole day? Is the client cool with that? And on and on and on, those kinds of things go. So very much you need to have project management skills to make sure that an on-location shoot can actually happen. So let's go with the helicopter thing. If they wanted, you know, cool like gangster smoke to be around that helicopter, I want to make sure that my special effects guys speak to the helicopter guys to know that the smoke can be cleared in an emergency situation. you know, if that needed to be happened, if we can do that, can we test run it? Then we go through and test run it. All the while, the client doesn't need to know about all of these nitty-gritty details, but we know that we can assure the client that everything is taken care of and they don't need to worry about it. So this is all of the behind the scenes planning that happens. So basically, I think that has kind of encapsulated the whole organization of a location shoot. Oh, finally, food. Yeah, I always make sure that we have lots of different options for food. That is hugely important to me, and always to my crew when we're on a session. So coffee, donuts usually, or cake of some description, and then lunch, and then a wrap dinner of some kind. We always plan in for that when we're doing location sessions. And if we're in the winter, we always try and make sure that we have some kind of hot chocolate or warm food to keep us all warm and toasty. So I think that's everything that I can kind of wrap into this. If anybody has any questions around this subject, because it's quite a big one to start digging into, then please ask them in the comment section below and I'll be happy to answer them. Okay, take care for now and I'll see you next time. Bye. Mwah.